There is no shortage of outstanding volunteers in our state. In fact, we lead the nation in volunteerism and have for over a decade. Dedicating time to making a difference is ingrained in the Utah way of life. And we are proud to recognize a volunteer that embodies selfless service. This year's Outstanding Volunteer Award goes to Michael Aguilar. Congratulations, Michael.
You know, my whole life I've dedicated much of the time that I spend in both my professional career but also in my personal life to helping others. And I think that really was instilled in me from a very young age. You know, I grew up in a single parent household, my sister and I and my mom, and I remember those days being really challenging. There were many days where I didn't even get to see my mom because she was working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And I knew that if I could do something in the world, it would be to help people like my mom and families like mine get an upper hand, one that, you know, we didn't have. But certainly there are people out in the world who helped me, who helped my mom, who helped my sister navigate a very challenging and uphill battle. And I also knew that if I could do that for other people, I wanted to.
So in my history of knowing Mike, he's just always been very active, very involved in the community, and showing a lot of interest, a lot of love, and paying it forward to minority groups who really need some special help, some special attention to get some of the privileges that certain people might be born with.
I feel very fortunate to have an incredible support system. My grandmother, my mother, and my partner, Kelly, they are my core, they're my rock, and everything that I do is because of them. And a lot of things that I do is because of my nephew, Brexon. I see so much good that can be done in the world, and just as much as I have a support system of people who help me do the work that I do, I know that there's an up-and-coming group of people like my nephew, who will take the baton from individuals like me and who will hopefully carry on and doing the necessary work to make our world a better place, specifically for people who have been dealt a very difficult hand. So I've got a great support system, and I also have a great nephew and great nephews and nieces who I'm hopeful will take and carry forward the work that I've done and the work that my family's done to make the world a better place.
I think he really deserves this award. I'm very excited he received it, and I'm interested to see where life takes him.
Whenever I am completing a task or a volunteer effort or a campaign of some sort to benefit an organization, that moment when I see it manifest itself or when I see it come to life really brings me a lot of joy, but also a lot of hope, knowing that the work that I spend on any given program or the work that I've done alongside individuals helping to bring an organization's mission to life wasn't for nothing. It was for that respective organization. And I think by seeing it come to life, it shows the power we have as people to make a difference in our world. And you can actually make a difference. You work really hard and then you can kind of see something blossom into reality, and that's really powerful.
And one of the things that really sticks out in my head is the time that he spent on the board of the Utah Pride Center. That time during the Pride Center's history, they were going through a lot of big changes, executive director changes, changing the location to their new current campus. And he was really pivotal as the chair at that time for leading some really, really big changes for the organization and helping them navigate some of those murky waters. And when I think of the Utah Pride Center and how far it's come in the last 5-8 years, I think of Mike and a lot of the efforts that he led and helping, and of course a more collective group, but helping the organization get to that point.
Growing up in rural parts of Utah sometimes felt like I didn't belong, but there was one person who always made sure I belonged, even after I came out as my true authentic self, and that was my mom. And had I not had her, and had I not had my family system in place to tell me that they loved me, especially when I was going through pretty dark times, I don't know if I'd necessarily be here. And so I think the work that I do in the community and my commitment to other people, specifically people who themselves are struggling, that's all possible because of my mother. So if there's one person I could thank, it's her.